The world outside has vanished. The familiar roads, the distant lights, even the horizon itself, all erased by a relentless whiteout. Snow, driven by a relentless wind, has turned your car into an isolated island in a frozen sea. The storm has cut you off from help, and the silence outside is absolute. The engine is silent. The fuel is gone. Cold creeps in, seeping through the metal frame, frosting the glass and chilling the air with every passing minute. You have a thick coat, hat, gloves, and a blanket. You wrap yourself tighter, layering every scrap of warmth you can find. Yet, as the hour drags on, the cold is winning. Your breath hangs in the air, and your body begins to tremble uncontrollably. Our modern lives rely on constant power and technology. We trust our devices to keep us safe, connected, and warm. When these fail, we're shockingly vulnerable. The wind howls, and you realize how alone you truly are. The gear we trust can offer a false sense of security. A battery dies, a signal vanishes. Suddenly, help feels impossibly far away. A high-tech jacket feels thin when you're still. Insulation means little when the cold is relentless and you cannot move. Survival isn't about what you own, but what you know. Knowledge and preparation are your true lifelines in moments like these. The silence is broken only by your chattering teeth, a reminder that your body is fighting a losing battle. Every minute the stakes rise. We're more equipped than ever, yet less prepared. Our gadgets can't replace the wisdom of survival. True survival knowledge isn't in our gear, but in our minds. It's the skills and instincts passed down through generations that matter most. This forgotten wisdom can mean the difference between life and death when modern comforts disappear, leaving you alone with only your wits and will to survive. Less than a century ago, soldiers endured brutal winters with little more than wool coats and thin blankets, facing conditions that would challenge even the toughest among us today. They relied on each other and on hard-earned wisdom passed down through generations. Their survival wasn't about having the best or most advanced gear. It was about knowledge, resourcefulness, and adapting to the environment with what they had. They understood the real enemies weren't just the freezing air, but the cold ground beneath them, the ever-present moisture and the stillness that lets precious body heat escape into the night. We'll explore the simple, effective techniques they used, principles rooted in physics, intuition, and a deep respect for nature's challenges. You'll discover why a layer of pine branches or even a sheet of newspaper beneath you can be more valuable than the thickest blanket, creating a barrier that keeps warmth in and cold out. And you'll learn why staying dry, keeping moisture away from your skin and clothes, matters far more than simply piling on extra layers. These lessons aren't just for soldiers. They apply to anyone facing the cold, whether you're stranded in a car on a snowy road or trying to stay warm at home during a power outage when the temperature drops and the lights go out. The most powerful survival tool isn't something you buy or pack. It's the knowledge you carry and the skills you practice before you ever need them. In the cold, air temperature is only part of the threat. The real danger comes from the hidden forces that quietly drain your body heat, often before you even realize it's happening. 3 silent enemies steal your heat: the ground, moisture, and still air. Each one works in its own way, and together they can turn a chilly day into a life-threatening situation. The ground acts as a giant heat sink, pulling warmth from your body through conduction. Sitting on a cold surface is a losing battle, as your body heat is quickly absorbed by the earth beneath you. Even a few minutes of direct contact can sap your energy and leave you shivering. Moisture, often from your own sweat, is even more dangerous. Wet clothing sucks heat away up to 25 times faster than dry layers. Even a little dampness can chill you to the bone, making it almost impossible to stay warm, no matter how many layers you wear. The third enemy is convection, heat lost to the air. Loose clothing or blankets let warm air escape and cold air replace it. Wind and moving air strip away your body heat, making you feel colder than the temperature alone would suggest. These three, conduction, evaporation and convection, are the real predators in a winter emergency. They work together, compounding the risk, and can overwhelm even the best-prepared adventurer if ignored. Modern gear can't help if used incorrectly. A thick blanket is useless if you're sitting on a cold seat, and even the best equipment can fail if you don't understand how to use it to block these enemies. A waterproof jacket can trap sweat, making you colder. Without proper ventilation, your own body moisture becomes a threat, turning your best protection into a liability. Understanding these enemies is the first step to survival. Knowledge is your best defense, allowing you to make smart choices in the harshest conditions. It's not about what you have, but what you do. Simple actions, like adding insulation beneath you, staying dry, and sealing out wind, can make all the difference. Master these basics, and you take control of your own warmth. In the end, survival is about awareness, preparation, and respect for the silent enemies that surround you. Picture a soldier in a frozen foxhole. His first move isn't to wrap up, it's to fight the ground. He gathers pine boughs, leaves, anything to insulate himself from the earth's deadly chill. Next, he manages moisture. He dries socks, avoids sweating, and keeps his base layers dry. Finally, he seals in warmth. He wraps his coat and blankets tightly, pulls his knees to his chest, and creates a compact microclimate. If he's with others, they huddle together, sharing heat and shielding each other from the wind. These aren't complex strategies, they're hard-won lessons. Fight the ground, manage moisture, seal in warmth. This three-part strategy is the foundation of cold-weather survival. It's simple, effective, and it saves lives. The ground is a vast frozen reservoir, constantly draining your warmth through conduction. Soldiers knew their first defense wasn't a blanket on top, but insulation underneath. Pine branches, leaves, newspapers, anything that traps air became life-saving barriers. In a car, people often shiver under blankets while sitting on cold seats. The right move? Put something, floor mats, clothes, even paper, under you first. A blanket underneath does double duty. It insulates from below and traps heat. Always ask. What can I put between myself and the cold surface? This simple shift in thinking is more important than any fancy gear. Insulate from the ground up, always. We reach for thick clothes when it's cold, but thickness means nothing if your clothes are wet. Moisture is the enemy. Wet cotton chills you faster than no shirt at all. Wool, unlike cotton, insulates even when damp. That's why soldiers relied on it. In survival, manage moisture, avoid sweating, change socks, and prioritize dry layers. A thin, dry layer is warmer than a thick, wet one. Pack wool or synthetic materials, extra socks, and plastic bags for emergencies. The cold you feel often comes from moisture in your clothes, not the air. Stay dry, and you stay warm. Your body is a furnace. The challenge is keeping that heat from escaping. Don't try to heat the whole room. Shrink your environment. Pull your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, and minimize exposed surface area. Wrap blankets or coats tightly, using belts or cords to seal out cold air. Think of your covering as a seal, not a drape. Trap a thin layer of air close to your body. Even a thin blanket or a plastic bag can be effective if sealed properly. Create a microclimate, a tiny, warm world you can heat efficiently. Seal the heat in, and survival becomes much easier. In nature, animals huddle for warmth. Soldiers did the same, sharing heat, reducing exposed surface area, and increasing survival. In a group, don't separate. Gather in the smallest space, huddle under shared blankets, and combine your body heat. This isn't just efficient, it's comforting and boosts morale. The warmth of two or more is far greater than one alone. In any emergency, unity is your greatest asset. Share warmth, share strength. Don't face the cold alone if you don't have to. The hard-won lessons of the past have faded as technology advanced. We trust gear and gadgets, forgetting the basics. Insulate from the ground, stay dry, seal in warmth, and huddle together. True resilience isn't in expensive equipment, but in clear thinking and simple actions. Always insulate from below. Use anything available. Avoid sweating and choose wool or synthetics over cotton. Create a sealed microclimate by wrapping up tightly. In a group, huddle for warmth and support. Review your emergency kit. Do you have insulation, dry socks, and a plastic sheet? Practice these principles, teach them, and remember. Survival is about knowledge, not gear. In the wisdom of the past, we find the strength to face the future.